You ever wonder what Star Wars would have been like if it was made in the 80s and starred Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox? Well, they made it anyway. So let's talk about Masters of the Universe, because I got nothing better to do today. This is Bad Movie Touch.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And
yes, welcome to Bad Movie Touch, the only show that's on the internet. And today we're going to be talking about Canon Films' attempt to make Star Wars. Yes, It's something. So for those of you who don't know, this movie is based off the He-Man toy series, which is weird because that in and of itself was made because Mattel decided to pass on Star Wars toys when they were offered the chance to make them. Canon took that and they made that into their version of Star Wars. It's funny because it's like a circle, you know, it's like poetry. And really, that's about all the intro you need for a movie that's based off toys and stars Dolph Lundgren as the lead. Let's get into Masters of the Universe.
At the center of the universe, at the border between the light and the dark, stands Castle Grayskull. For countless ages, the sorceress of Grayskull has kept this universe in harmony. But the armies of darkness do not rest, and the capture of Grayskull is evermost in their minds. For to those that control Grayskull will come the power to be supreme, the power to be almighty, the power to be masters of the universe.
Okay, so it starts off a little weird. It starts off with this guy rambling about castle map painting, and then it goes into this weird Technicolor sequence that is very, very reminiscent of the Superman titles. You know, I picked on the film for ripping off Star Wars, but so far I'm not really seeing it. Oh, there it is. So we open up with the only good thing in this movie, Frank Langella as Skeletor. Now I'd go so far to consider the cartoon Skeletor as one of my personal icons.
Get over here, you furry f***!
And it would be hard for any adaptation of the source material to not go with something similar, but Frank Langella doesn't do that.
Oh!
However, he does ham it up in a completely different way, and he seems to be loving every second of it.
Have one. The darkness is rising to embrace you.
The dark can embrace the light, but never eclipse it. You've not won yet, Skeletor. He-Man is still alive. I can feel it.
Quiet, or I'll turn you into a suitcase!
those who do not pledge themselves to me shall be destroyed.
The new age begins.
Oh, there he is. Here we meet one of our heroes, the great Dolph Lundgren playing the iconic He-Man, and his introduction is, it's just a breath of fresh air, you know, something to really get the audience's blood pumping right away. Holy shit, he just starts slicing at him, just producing sparks and everything.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Oh yes.
Yeah, zoom it right on the nipples.
He-Man, thank the sorceress you're alive.
I've been looking for you.
You wanna try that again, Dolph?
I've been looking for you.
And it's here that we meet two of our other masters of the universe, Man-at-Arms and Teela. One is a very old man who cannot move that fast, but God bless his soul, he's trying, and the other is a woman with a terrifying, dead-eyed, 1,000-yard stare on her face at all times. And then we meet Gwildor, a pumpkin who has the ability to telepathically communicate because his lips never match up with what he's saying. Ever!
Who are you?
I am the Lord of Darkness. I require the solace of the shadows.
I remember the days we didn't have to lock our doors. Those days will come back.
What are you talking about? You didn't have to lock your doors? Always lock your doors. Like, even when you're not in a war, if you're in peacetime, you should still lock your doors. So the psychic Furby takes them to his tiny house and shows them the reason that Skeletor's men are hunting him. He reveals that he has a tiny nuclear warhead. Don't give orange things nukes. But what it really is this weird keyboard tuning fork thing that projects this kaleidoscope image that nobody ever seems to know where they're supposed to be looking when it pops up, and then it like takes you to other dimensions. We're not gonna get into all that because you know, I just don't think my sanity can take it. I don't care.
How could I know she was from Snake Mountain? She was beautiful.
That would be Evelyn.
She tricked me. She stole the key.
So Gwildor explains how he's so stupid that he let this interdimensional gateway device fall into the hands of a man who looks like a skeleton, and then they get raided by Skeletor's army.
He-Man, we made it, look!
I know he's here waiting for us.
You're right. It's too quiet.
Look, the sorceress.
Come on.
You can just see her, just from there. This is not a very big room. Skeletor sure had to do a lot of walking in the beginning, and she's just visible from, like, as soon as you walk in. Did he take the long way there?
We won't leave without you, sorceress.
Gwildor, can your key open a door in the force field?
Of course.
Then do it now.
It'll take time.
You're gonna hear that a lot in this movie. Anytime they have a problem that Gwildor should be able to fix because he made this goddamn device, he always just goes, "It's gonna take time!" And then he just sort of fucks around on his Casio keyboard for a while people die from being shot in the chest with lasers. Gwildor's a great character. Gwildor's my favorite. I love Gwildor.
And I have waited so very long for this moment. Let her go. I don't think so.
Okay, I'll leave then. It was worth a shot, guys. And then they fire their lasers at each other, and it's really long, and it's not very fun.
Stop it!
Oh, there they go. So out of all the terrifying worlds and realities that they could have possibly been sent to, they arrive in the scariest one. Earth! Which is great, you know, because a few minutes ago it felt like we were at the end of a movie, and now it turns out where it's the beginning, and there's a lot more to go, and I'm very sad.
He-Man, I show 0.84 chromons to Moonrise at Grayskull. We better find the key, and we better find it fast.
What's your plan?
When we find the key, Gwildor will set the coordinates for Grayskull. We'll use the element of surprise.
Oh,
Surprise.
Oh, sure, we'll drop right into the throne room. Fight off 2,000 or 3,000 of Skeletor's crack troops, break into the force field, and free the sorceress.
Right.
If we're going to split up, we'd better synchronize our personal locators.
You might notice he said that line kind of like he was going to have some sort of sarcastic reply, like he wasn't really going with the plan. But then Dolph just sort of said yes, like he didn't really understand how sarcasm works, and he just decided to go along with it. That's kind of how most of this movie feels. Like Dolph just has no idea what's going on at any given point in time, and everybody else is just trying to be nice.
Thanks. Come again.
Sure thing, man.
So then the movie just sort of switches gears entirely, and we cut to Courtney Cox working in this rib restaurant, and she just delivers just a whole bunch of exposition with her friend here, and it's very, very...
You know, I never thought I'd feel sad about doing that for the very last time.
Don't worry, Julie. They've got fast food in Jersey. If you break up with Kevin Corrigan, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Don't have to love
Excited. No, wait, shit, that's the wrong word. Boring. So here we meet these two characters who are just terrible. So Courtney Cox is moving to New Jersey, and she's thinking about leaving her musician boyfriend behind, which would probably be a good idea because he doesn't seem that interesting or like he's very any good at making music.
What do you think? Okay.
Kevin, I'd like to go to the cemetery to say goodbye to my parents.
You see, the movie kind of sets you up to instantly dislike these characters. We know what Courtney Cox is thinking about doing, but she's just not coming out and saying it and demanding that this guy drives her to the cemetery.
So we're all supposed to go to the beach that day. But I said I had to study because I wanted to spend the day with you. So I took the plane to Kathleen instead.
Hey, come on.
And we don't like him because he just seems like kind of a boring dick.
Don't ever sneak up on me like that.
This is my sector. You're not supposed to be here.
Don't ever sneak up.
So Man-at-Arms and Tila start looking around for food because, I don't know, I guess that's the first priority. Probably not finding that interdimensional device that can get you the hell out of here. You should be looking for food. Oh yeah, and then this happens.
Cover all 9,000 taste bud. Aerate it.
Well done.
Oh, and then there's this weird bit where they eat the ribs, and they become really disturbed by the fact that they're eating what used to be an animal. So that seems to imply that on Eternia, where they're from, people don't eat animals. But yet Man-at-Arms is just completely okay with this. I think maybe Man-at-Arms has a few issues we might want to talk about. Maybe don't leave him alone in a room, you know, with somebody.
It tasted good.
Wildor.
Oh, I'm going.
And just when you start to wonder why the movie keeps cutting away to these characters we don't like or care about, you realize that this is where our two stories meet up.
No, this is one of those new Japanese synthesizers.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, back on Eternia, the only good part of this movie tells them to track the key's signal the next time it's used. And of course, these two idiots decide to sneak into a high school gym or whatever and use it. Because they're just the best characters. They're the best!
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna amp this baby up. See how it sounds. I'm gonna amp this baby up. See how it sounds. All right, you ready? All right, here goes. I'm gonna amp this baby up. Amp this baby up. Amp this baby up. Amp this baby up, baby up. Baby up, baby up.
Kevin, I'd like to go to the cemetery to say goodbye to my parents.
Baby up, baby up.
Kevin,
Baby up,
Kevin,
baby up, baby up.
Kevin.
Baby up, yeah.
Yes, look at it. Look at the nothing. So Skeletor decides to assemble his crack team of mercenaries, consisting of
Blade,
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Sarad,
I'm a snake.
the Beast Man.
Had coffee today, and I just feel higher than a kite with what's happening in the world. I mean, we're battling the globalists. We're affecting world change. As a man, my body just goes, this is great. Here's more energy. Great job.
And Karg.
Do you think Karg's like the outcast of the group? The others are always talking about going out and getting a drink afterwards, and they have to make sure nobody tells Karg or else their whole plan's gonna be ruined.
My parents are dead!
So he sends his group of mercenaries to the gym to find the key, but the key's gone, so they just end up scaring the shit out of Courtney Cox for a while and burning the gym down Carrie style.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you.
You know, if Dolph Lundgren showed up in nothing but underwear and a cape and told me not to be worried because he's not gonna hurt me, I'd honestly be more concerned. So they go into this warehouse, and did you guess that they were going to have a boring fight scene? Because you were right on the money! No, we can't have that. We gotta have this guy going into the music store, and the big old comedy haha laugh scene where he's like, oh, look at this thing I found. The guy's like, oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a bunch of them. Seen them all the time. See it all the time. This is a good scene. Let's keep this in the movie. Let's keep this in the movie.
Whoa! All hell's breaking loose out there. Let's see what's up.
Does that really constitute all hell breaking loose? Is that something you don't see all the time, like a few cop cars and a fire truck? Because I see that shit every day.
Our only hope of defeating Skeletor is to find the cosmic key.
I'd like to think that he gave her no preamble to this. He just sat her down. It's like, listen, we need to stop Skeletor. Guys, I work at a rib shop.
Have you seen it? It's this large. It has lights on it.
Wait a minute, I have seen that.
I honestly wish that this movie was just an hour and a half of Dolph Lundgren explaining what things look like to people. Hey Dolph, what's a Christmas tree look like?
It has lights on it.
You got it, buddy. So Mr. Music Man goes back to the gym to see if he can find his girlfriend, and he gets confronted by the principal from Back to the Future, and he immediately doesn't take a liking to him because he's a bit of a slacker. So he decides to take him for a little ride and not question the strange device he's been carrying the entire time as he's walked up to this crime scene. Because you know, cops, they're not very inquisitive. They don't ask you a lot of questions or anything.
Now let's find that key before they return in full force. Julie, which way?
This way.
No, trust me, I wish that's what happened. It turns out Gwildor found and modified a car. You know, everybody's favorite, Gwildor!
It was an inefficient combustible system, but I fixed it. It runs on neutrinos now. No hydrocarbons needed.
And also I found this in this primitive music device.
Hey everybody, take a look at me. I've got street credibility.
Then all the warriors come back, and Skeletor, he's just, he really isn't happy. So he kills the least interesting one of them to serve as a warning. Evil Lyn stands up for the rest of them, but Skeletor really isn't happy about that and demands that she takes them out again and comes back victorious this time, or else he'll be really angry and yell or something. And then they go to Courtney Cox's house, and he acts like he's not on the phone with her to trick the cop. Then the cop wants to know about the key finally, and then he just takes it. Which really turns out to be bad for him, because a bunch of monsters break into the house and start beating the shit out of him. As you know, we all probably want to. And they put a truth collar on him and show him
the cosmic key.
He tells him he doesn't know where it is, and then they just kind of leave. So then the Masters of the Universe show up, and they get that collar off him, but he is just way too freaked out.
Julie, get out of here! Now! Oh, damn!
And then they all have a laugh at Gwildor, because everybody loves Gwildor. So they all pile into the car and head on over to the music store, where they end up in an epic showdown. Or, sorry, did I say epic showdown? I mean, they hide behind some things and occasionally come out from cover and shoot at each other. That's, you know, it's this far in, why switch it up? Why switch it up at all? Why do anything else? Why do anything differently? But Evil Lyn has a few tricks up her sleeve as she projects herself as Courtney Cox's dead mother and convinces her to give her the cosmic key, and then just kind of fucks off.
Police! Somebody move!
I think I'm gonna need some backup.
Actually, you just survived standing next to an incredibly large explosion. I don't think you need any backup. I think you're good. You just charge straight in there. So then Skeletor shows up on Earth. He'll be back. He'll be back. I think he's running away forever. He's scarred. So He-Man takes out this flying saucer guy, and this leads to my favorite series of images in the film because it's just wonderful.
Where's He-Man?
Look at him. There he goes. So Dolph fights a bunch of people on his flying saucer, and it's really boring, and then Skeletor shows up, and everybody says, oh, you're not gonna win, but he decides to take He-Man as a slave, and then they leave. Now that was a very basic description. You might be thinking, oh, it's probably a lot more exciting when you see it in the actual movie. Let go of that feeling for the rest of your life.
Let me look at her, Kevin.
What's wrong with her?
This is Skeletor's particular gift.
I mean, there's gotta be a way. Isn't there? Gwildor?
No. You see, Kevin, opening a dimensional door is relatively easy. No.
Well, they think they're totally screwed and can never get back home, but they're in luck since Music Man's so good at making music, he remembers the exact melody that the Cosmic Key made, and he could get everybody back.
Okay. Ba da da da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba. Wait a minute. I've got it. I've got it.
So back on Eternia, Skeletor does the, yeah, I'm all powerful now, because I got your sword, you're gonna kneel before me, and then he whips him with a cartoon laser whip. Then the best part of the movie happens.
Fool! You are no longer my equal! I am more than man! More than life! God!
Skeletor uses his new sword powers, or wait, was it because of the moon? Or he turns into a giant banana man, and it's the best thing.
You will kneel! Kneel! Kneel!
Hi, this is Neil Breen. It will scare you, but you should be scared because it is the truth.
He's got laser eyes.
Where are they? Where are your friends now?
We get to see Skeletor and He-Man's epic final battle, which is just so unimpressive.
And so I cried.
I love that. I just do.
We did it! He-Man! Victory!
Victory!
So the day is saved. The right people are back in charge of Eternia, and it even looks like they have a new guest.
So you're really gonna stay here, huh?
What, are you kidding? What am I gonna go back there for? And look what I got here. I got a castle. I got a view. I got clean castle. I got a beautiful castle. I got a woman castle. Some kind of retirement, huh?
But Courtney Cox and Music Man decide that they're going to go back home and I guess work on their relationship or be better or something. Or... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I changed my mind. I really do want to go to the the beach with you today. Don't go to Catalina, okay?
Don't be silly, honey. Stay home and study.
Mom, Dad, please. Don't get on that plane today. I have a terrible feeling.
But Julie, your father's an excellent pilot. It's a short trip.
No.
That's right, the movie ends with Gwildor sending her back in time to prevent her parents' death, leaving her and Music Man with intimate knowledge of the future. You know, it's probably good that the principal from Back to the Future didn't come back with them, because he probably would have seen some red flags come up here. He's dealt with stuff like this before. Gwildor doesn't play by the rules. Gwildor sends people back in time to prevent major events like that, because Gwildor's just such a great guy. Gwildor is everybody's favorite.
Attorney.
Amp this baby up.
So there we go, that was Masters of the Universe, but oh wait, what's this?
I'll be back.
You thought you were gonna get a sequel? You thought you were gonna get a sequel, Masters of the Universe? Yes, it was a huge critical and commercial failure and helped in part seal the doom for canon. And to be fair, I think there are actually some really good elements of it. I mean, a few of the sets look nice, and like I said, Frank Langella is just great as Skeletor, but there's lots of other elements that aren't so good. However, if you're asking me if I would recommend Masters of the Universe, do I recommend anything on this show? Bad movies in the title. I think that's all you need to know. So no, I would not recommend Masters of the Universe to you, but I would recommend that you take a look at my channel. In addition to doing more episodes of this show and a more consistent upload schedule, I'm also going to be doing a lot more new videos that I'm going to be posting as frequently as I can to help my channel grow. This may include videos just discussing my general thoughts about pop culture, entertainment news that's going on at the time, or maybe I'll have some special videos lined up for, you know, specific occasions. I've got more time on my hands right now to sink into my channel, and that's exactly what I want to do with it, and I hope that all you guys like the content that I've been producing lately. If you want to help me out, you can check out my Patreon, or even just subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment, you know, do whatever you want. You can check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and like I said, if you subscribe, you'll be updated immediately when I make more, because I plan to make a lot more. It's the main thing I'm working on right now, so stay tuned. I'm going to have a lot more content for you guys. You can check out my Patreon, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you soon.